Thank you, Trevor. Important things to watch out for, of course. And we're always wondering, how do these form? They seem to happen out of nowhere, but we've brought in our meteorologist, John Scalzi, who's going to do a little bit of a science experiment today.
Well, it's really quite remarkable. You know, the entire state of Florida is built on this stuff right here. This is limestone, the regular limestone that you'll find just about anywhere. And what I have done is taken a beaker and filled it full of the limestone rock. And then to that, I'm going to add just a little bit of acid. Now, this acid is a very mild acid. You'll watch the needle on the meter swing to the acid side when I put it in there. But it's a very mild acid. You know, you can put it on your tongue. A lot of the foods that we have, it's not that strong. A lot of the foods that we have are stronger acid than this. But typical rainwater might be similar to this. And if you pour this acid right over the rock, you can watch it bubble and fizz and start to create issues. And that's what happens. The rainwater percolates downward. We have a graphic to show you that. As the rainwater percolates downward over the limestone substrate, it becomes acidified. And once it becomes acidified, it starts to do the same thing that we just saw in this beaker. It starts to bubble and wash away and melt away, if you will, dissolve away the limestone into big holes. Then the rainwater in that sandy layer creates a very heavy weight that collapses those holes underneath the limestone. Now, the number of sinkholes across the state of Florida is absolutely concentrated in north central Florida. Not so much around here. In fact, it's very difficult to get any kind of large-scale sinkholes around here. Why is that? Well, there are two reasons, guys. One is that substrate, that soil substrate, is so thick and hard around here that the rainwater has a difficult time actually percolating down into the limestone rock. And in other words, our aquifer is kind of isolated from our soil surface above. That, and to the north of us, we have lots of little underground rivers and streams through that limestone, which creates big caverns in and of itself. We don't have those kind of freshwater springs, a lot of them, around here. So consequently, our risk of seeing something like this is much less than it is in north central Florida.
Still going.
It's still going. That'll all dissolve away with time, and that's exactly what creates the big caverns in the limestone bedrock that all of Florida sits on. And of course, nowadays, with cars and automobiles, the rain becomes even more acidified with the sulfur content of the atmosphere, and it just exacerbates the problem.
Yeah, we've seen people driving right into a sinkhole. They're at a stop sign or at a traffic light, and they fall right into a sinkhole. So,
Right.
yeah.
Question is, what's the weather around like here? Well, today it's going to be pretty dry, actually. Tower cam showing pretty quiet conditions across the entire Sun Coast. Any chance of rain today, I think, is going to be confined mostly to inland areas. There's a little bit of extra moisture in our atmosphere today, but there's not much. And so consequently, don't expect to see much in the way of any kind of rainfall across the region. Locally, we had 0 inches of rainfall yesterday. We're likely to see similar situations again today because the recording station is at the airport near the coast, not inland, where any showers are likely to occur. Another warm one with heat indexes up around 105. We do have increasing rain chances in the days ahead, though, and we're going to be talking about that in just a few minutes.
All right. Thank you, John. Thanks for giving us that demonstration.
Yeah, fascinating.
Very,
yeah.
yes.
Cheers.